What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you a Should You pool. We have got the global and Japan server editions for this episode today. We have got the Big Mom Pirates and the BROOK Legends sugo-fest incoming on the Japan server, and we've got the V2 Admirals, AKAINU and AOKIJI for the global server. Now let's get straight into it with the global server. Now we know global does follow in Japan's footsteps, but recently they've been going into globest mode and diverging in its own pathway. We now have Kung Fu Luffy on global, and global is seeming to go along with the trend of having limited rare recruits in sugo-fest, which is Danka, Bandai and Bellissimo. As well as that, they also have all gold sugo-fest and 30 gem multis now as well. Now that aside, if that standard does continue, consider that the norm. Now along with that, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, you globallers out there. Do you find these wonderful women attractive? Do you find them attractive? Do they make you aroused? Do you have your PP in your hands right now when you see them? If the answer is yes, then this sugo-fest is absolutely for you, because you my friend, you like traps. This sugo-fest is 100% a trap. We are coming towards the end of the year now, and you know what happens at the end of the year? Bellissimo Global Sugo-fest. This is where you want to be pulling on towards the end of the year, and as well as the end of the year, just 2 months after that in February, it's going to be the 4-year anniversary sugo-fest for global. Maybe it's 3, no, I believe it's the 4-year anniversary sugo-fest, so you do want to be holding on to your gem for that. Now G4V2 Luffy, who is pretty much dubbed as the best legend right now, is on the horizon for global, so please do keep that in mind. And when you pull on that sugo-fest for G4V2, because you absolutely will want to be pulling on that sugo-fest, the V2 Admirals will 100% be available, and they will be rated up on certain days, so do keep that in mind. Now, the reason why I say this is a trap is because, as Toadski also commented on his own video, where I left the comment there, this is going to be the most debate sugo-fest, it's because there is most likely going to be a blitz battle featuring said admirals. Now this blitz battle did have on Japan these admirals rated up. Their rates were pretty damn good on these sugo-fest. Now I believe pretty strongly that this sugo-fest is going to be a bait, and then in a few months time there's going to be the admirals sugo-fest for the blitz battle, and you might want to be wanting to pull on that, because right now, unless you are missing some top tier legends, you only need one top tier legend honestly to clear stuff on content wise on global right now. But if you are desperate, you are absolutely desperate to get that god tier legend, then this sugo-fest may just be worth doing the one multi, just the one multi, the 30 gem multi. But if you already have a legend that can carry you through the game, then you really do not need a V2 AOKIJI or a V2 AKAINU, because both of these units really do need the correct subs to excel. V2 AKAINU, if you are an end game player, you want to speed run stuff, then he is your go-to guy. But if you are trying to save your gems, then V2 AKAINU, he's not the most free-to-play friendly dude in the world. You do want to have some very good units, and even the free-to-play units that you have on the team, you're going to have to farm them up. They're not the easiest to farm up. For example, Time Skip Coliseum Kid, you're going to need quite the pay-to-win team to be able to get through to farm that up, because he is a very, very good unit to have on V2 AKAINU. You also have limited rare recruit Leo, and the likes of said units such as limited rare recruit Bonnie as well. All of those do come in handy for V2 AKAINU. Now V2 AKAINU does always seem to come out on top when it comes to speed farming. Anything below 40 stamina, that is also worth keeping in mind. But as I said, that's really only for the whales and the end game players who have pretty much everything, and all they're looking to do now is to farm and grind up more resources to power up their box to their absolute max limits. If you are not that kind of player, then this sugo-fest is really not worth it. V2 AOKIJI as well, he really does need some pay to win subs. You got the likes of Shirahoshi, you need to have that Hina in there as well. There are some very, very good quick and side rare recruits in the game that you want to have on this team. And unfortunately, free to play wise, these two units, they're not the way to go. They're honestly not the way to go. As much as I like to flick the beam towards V2 AOKIJI's voice actor, I know many of you guys are the same. He is Takasugi from Gintama as well as Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You're gonna have to resist. You're gonna have to resist. 30 gem multi aside, the rest of the sugo-fest is gold. There are going to be rate ups, and I believe on the 5th or 6th multi you are guaranteed a rated up legend, but please do not be baited. Do not be baited by stuff like that, because absolutely not worth it, because of what is coming up. G4, V2, the strongest legend in the game. This guy can literally stomp almost every piece of content right now. Even today on Japan as well, he is still going through stuff and blitzing his way through with free to play subs as well, no less. So please do keep that in mind. You do want to get your hands on him. V2 Nami is also V2 Nami, oops, leak. V1 Nami Legend is also a solid legend that does come out with that G4 V2 Luffy, so keep that in mind as well. This is not the only double legend sugo-fest that is around that is going to be coming to global, so please do keep that in mind. Now the reason 30 gems is very tempting is because, well, if you want to be putting on this sugo-fest with those 30 gems, then you, sir, have 30 IQ. I'm only kidding, guys. You don't really have 30 IQ. You probably have less than that because you're watching my channel. But all memes aside, please do resist. I don't want to stress this any more than I already have, but you can probably tell by my franticness that I feel like a lot of people are really going to be debated on this sugo-fest. It's all gold. If I'm not mistaken, it has limited rare recruits in it. If it does, it's going to be very difficult to resist because, of course, the limited rare recruits are very, very good, especially Jory Bonnie. If you are able to pull her and you are lucky enough to pull her, then count yourself lucky because she is one of the best, if not the best, non-legend unit on the game, in my humble opinion. Now, let's move on to Japan. You guys know my opinion of global here. Do not put on this sugo-fest. I don't think it's a good idea. I believe it's a trap. I don't expect the rates to be too superb either. There's going to be a little trap golds on there as well. And these rare recruits, I should probably mention, they're not that great for other captains either. So that's also worth keeping in mind. If you get yourself a brand new, there's nothing to be happy about, honestly. Let's move on away from that. So Japan, we have got a 2 times Legend sugo-fest incoming. There are going to be a lot of good raid ups. There's going to be 3 different parts to this sugo-fest. We have got the Big Mom and Brook part, that's part 1. Then you got the Big Mom and you got the Brook together. Now, where do we go with this sugo-fest? Do I think it's a trap? Honestly, I do. But, as I said, if you're watching this show, you probably have less than 30 IQ. That means the person running this show has even less than that. And with my measly 3 IQ, I am most likely going to go whale on this sugo-fest. I'm missing a ton of units, so it's looking pretty promising for me. On part 2 and part 3, there are 3 or 4 legends on each days where I am missing, and they're all very of the latest legends. Now, I don't know what the rates are looking like right now. If the rates do seem to, if they are even anyway, and not unbalanced in favor towards of the newer legends, then it's going to be a struggle for me because I see you, V1 Legend Shanks, rated up. I don't want to see you again, ever again, as a red poster dropping down on my screen. I don't want that. But I do see him rated up on part 1, and that really is not something I want to see. Totsuki mentioned on Global, they are straying away from the older legends when it comes to rated up legends. Japan, though, it's like giving you the middle finger. They absolutely want you to have more V1 Shankses. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does seem to be the case. Now, I will be right back to check the rates. I'm back. Now, courtesy of Mr. Buttons on the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit, we have got the list of rated up legends on Japan. So, part 1, we have Big Mom, that's new. Brook, that's new. Now, out of these legends that are coming up, you have some very, very tasty ones here. Guild Tesoro, who in my opinion is still very underrated, obviously not a great captain, but one of the best legend subs in the game. Gear 4 Luffy V2, the best legend in the game, although that may be challenged by Big Mom, I still stand by my statement. I do think she is going to be the best on release. Nico Robin, Frankie, Lucy, Nekomamushi, Law V2, Shirahoshi, Inuarashi, Blackbeard, AKAINU V1, Strong World Chang, and Marco. And honestly speaking, let's be real here, if your box is empty and you pull any of these rated up legends, the only true bust that you can really get here, like a mega bust, is Strong World Shanks. You got Marco, who's a solid unit. AKAINU V1, obviously not the best unit in the world anymore, kind of like a mediocre to slightly above average legend, but he's still better than nothing. Blackbeard, who still has his uses. Inuarashi, who's very good on cerebral teams. Shirahoshi has become even more relevant with 6+ and now, but always relevant nonetheless. Rainbow Orbs are very, very strong. Law V2, a top cerebral striker sub. Nekomamushi, a good striker legend as a captain. Lucy, one of the best captains in the game. Frankie, one of the best captains in the game. Robin, one of the best captains in the game. Gear 4 Luffy V2, one of the best units in the game, full stop, even as a sub. Guild Tesoro, a fantastic legend sub, highest chain multiplier. Brook and Big Mom, both of them are superb and both new legends. You've got all the new rare recruits rated up on part 1 as well, and you've got Peckham, Strawberry Zeph, Charlotte Oven, Charlotte Brûlée, Baccarat, Whole Cake Island Carrot, brand new German 66, Reiju, Hina, 20th anniversary Nami, 20th anniversary Sanji, 20th anniversary Zoro, Time Skip Perona, Neptune, Lucci, the Dex Lucci, Dream Lucci, and Time Skip Robin. Now all of those rare recruits, let's be real there, other than brand new, are top tier rare recruits. They're all fantastic rare recruits right there. You got a bunch of the latest newer units coming out from there, from the Marineford batch there, and Strawberry as well. And you got Sanji batch in there as well, Zap in there as well, and you got a bit of more Whole Cake Island units in Oven and Brulee. So keep that in mind, there's quite a good mix in there. Reiju's in there as well, they put in Neptune, and Neptune did just get a limit break. If you want to rainbow him like myself, then part 1 does seem to be the go-to, because both Brook and Big Mom, both of them are rated up on this day. Part 1 looking pretty damn tasty. Now, the gimmicks that are coming in with this, you got the second multi-pool. This is 11th unit is guaranteed to be one of the units that are on the tavern bar, so the tavern page. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be on that, but it's most likely going to be Big Mom, Brook, and then the Big Mom Pirate. So it'll be one of those on the 11th poster on the second multi-pool. Nothing too special there. First multi-pool doesn't seem to be anything special. This is an all gold Sugo as well, bear in mind, so that is very nice as well. Third multi-pool, guaranteed legend. Now this is where it gets interesting. If you have 300 gems, you may want to consider going for 6 multis, because the 11th poster on the 6th multi-pool is going to be a guaranteed rated up unit. For 300 gems, you can get yourself a good chance at getting Big Mom, Brook, Gilta Zoro, Gearful Luffy, Nico Robin, Frankie, Lucy, Shirahoshi, Lord V2, Inuarashi, and Blackbeard, who are the main highlights in my opinion there. And then the busts would kind of be Akainu, Strongworld Shanks, Marco, Neko Mamashi. So yeah, that's kind of the iffy legends in there. It's more heavily weighted towards the newer legends, the better legends in there. So if you are going to be putting on this sugo-fest, part 1 is one to consider. Now, let's move on to part 2. So in part 2, I should also mention that if you are going to whale all the way to 9th and 15th multi-pools, which I hope you don't, you will guarantee yourself a rated up legend with max skill, and the 12th multi-pool is also guaranteed rated up legend. I would however not recommend doing any more than 6 multi-pools on this sugo-fest, because the end of year sugo-fest always tend to be amazing. The Christmas, New Year sugo-fest, please do keep in mind, last time it was Dofi V2, it was a huge sugo-fest. And supposedly this Big Mom was meant to be the New Year's Sugo-fest. That's what it was said with the leaks, but it's not, which means we can be expecting something even bigger. If you're a manga reader, then you'll probably know what I'm hinting at here. So do keep that in mind. Part 2, the rated up legends. I believe the gimmicks do carry through to part 2, so the 6th multi-pool will be a guaranteed rated up legend. I hope that's the case anyway. Big Mom, Shiki, Sanji, Akainu V2, Luffy X8, Dofi V2, Judge Magellan, V2 Bar Hancock, Holy Jones, and God Usopp. That is right, the worst legend, arguably the worst 2 legends on here are V2 Bar Hancock and Magellan. Holy Jones maybe, and God Usopp as well. That is like the lowest base standard for part 2. For the legends anyway. And then the rare recruits, you got Smoothie, Perospero, only out of the new Big Mom Pirates. The other 2 are not included in part 2 as rated up units. You can still pull them, but they're not included. You got Kizaru, Dr. Indigo, Charlotte Pudding, Amande, Brook from Whole Cake Island, Kobe V2, Marco V2, Valentine's Nami, Senor Pink, V2, Bellamy, Niji, Beppo, 20th anniversary Robin, 20th anniversary Usopp, 20th anniversary Luffy. You got Dream Moria, Time Skip Nami, and Daruma. Honestly, part 2, the legends are insane. The rare recruits, they're okay. They're okay. Part 3. Part 3 is also looking very tasty. Brook. The new latest Brook, of course. You've got Wako, Whitebeard and Marco, Katakuri, god damn it, I really want him, but I don't really like the legends on this list. Nami, Aokiji V2, Rayleigh V2, Fujitora V2, Rob Lucci V2, and now Aokiji V1, and Strongworld Ace. And honestly, if you ask me, I have to say that the legends on part 3 are probably by far, in fact by far, they're just the worst. Compared to part 1 and part 2, the rated up legends are so much more superior than on part 3. However, the rare recruits on part 3 are still pretty good. You've got Cracker, Daifuku, you've got Scarlet, Mihawk, Baron Tamago, Karina, who is a very good utility unit. Bobbins, also a very good utility unit. You get Whole Cake Island Pedro, another fantastic unit. Chobro, very, very good as well. V2 Garp, not that great. Sengoku, who's actually very underrated in my opinion. Valentine Shirahoshi, one of the staple utility units that you could get on the game. Kuros V2, essential for slashes. You got 2 Germa 66 in Ichiji and Yonji. If you want to get the 5+ versions on them, you might want to be considering this. However, this is where it goes downhill. You've got 20th anniversary Brook, garbage unit, 20th anniversary Chopper, garbage unit, 20th anniversary Frankie, garbage unit. You've got Kanjuro, Mr. Zero, and Ikaros. And realistically, Kanjuro was a superb striker sub back in the day. Not that much used anymore. Mr. Zero on paper looks good, but no one really uses him, and Ikaros is likewise. No one really uses him. They look pretty good on paper. So, my recommendation, if you want to be putting on the Japan server of One Piece Treasure Cruise, I should warn you, by the way, guys, if you are new to the Japan server of One Piece Treasure Cruise, you will have a limited sugo-fest available to only you for 72 hours called the Beginner Sugo-fest. I would absolutely whale all of your free-to-play gems on that sugo-fest because you're basically guaranteed a legend on every single multi-pool on that, and they're always going to be good legends. It's kind of disgusting. It's kind of a middle finger to all of the veteran players, but it is what it is. That's just the way Japan's rolling. It does seem like the player base is shrinking. If you haven't already done so already, please do visit the Big Mom website as well for One Piece, because we're not going to be able to hit the 300,000 mark if you guys don't visit the website. So that's a bit of a shame there too. But my recommendation, part 1, part 2, if you're missing good legends, if you're missing a top tier legend to carry you through the game for end game content, then you want to be putting on part 2. If in general you're missing good rare recruits and good legends, but you already have a top tier legend that can kind of carry you through basically everything, then you want to be putting on part 1. Part 3 for me is a no bueno, no Gucci. Don't go anywhere near part 3, please resist. If you want to be putting on part 3, you might as well be waiting for Christmas or the New Year's Sugo Fest. And it is also worth mentioning that I will be able to restock on my hashtag legitimate gems because there is going to be a gem sale. Now these are the gem sales that I always wait for now, that I stock up tons of gems on. For example, for 5,000 yen, you can get yourself 105 rainbow gems, which can be purchased 3 times, which is a pretty decent deal with 5 teapot homies, which I hope stack now because as you guys saw in my previous video, my box space is dying. I have like 20 box space and I have like 300 to 400 box space used up in homies, lobsters, socket tomes, all that good stuff that is there for whale life, but fortunately I can't really do much about it. So yeah, that is it from me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Glow Ballers, please resist unless you like yourselves one of these. If you consider one of these characters waifus, then yes, go ahead and put on this Sugo Fest because you love the TRAP. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do resist on Global. Please do resist if you want to put on part 3 on Japan. Part 1, part 2, maximum 6 multis, guys. That is my highest recommendation. Don't pull if you cannot do any more than 3 multis. If you can't do 3 multis, then guarantee yourself at least 1 legend. Do not pull. That is my genuine advice for any Sugo Fest. If you can't go to the length of getting a free guaranteed legend, then never ever pull. It's not worth it in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. For the last time, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and bye-bye.